Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. Since you guys seem to really like the last how-to video, I wanted to make another one explaining what all these little icons mean because I didn't really find an explanation anywhere other than, other YouTubers or a Wikipedia page or something like that. But yeah, I just wanted to make this quick video. Well, I say quick, but there's a lot of information that's going to be in here. And I just want to explain what all of these are. Basically, all these little icons are what your pals will be doing while they're applied to your base. And if you don't know what I'm talking about here, when your pals are at the base, when you set them to your base, whatever their stats or whatever their little task icons are is what they'll be doing for you. So you can really dictate like what you want to get done. Let's say you want to get ore mined or rocks mined, or you want more wood, you're running out of wood, or let's say you want more berries or wheat or heck anything, or you want them to build a bunch of stuff for you. You can really just set it to where it's the most optimal thing to get the task that you want done, or you can have a little bit of everything so it chips away at every task all at once, which is pretty much what I've been doing. And I got tons of wood, tons of ore, every bench set up, pretty much really good. And then even this thing was the most confusing to me until I played it for a little bit and figured it out, so I'll explain that too. Anyway, let me set him for this for a second, and then we'll go right into this real quick. Alrighty then, let's get this going. I'm trying to do this in one in-game day because there's a lot of information. Alright, right off the bat, we're going to go to Kindling, this little fire icon. Now, Kindling is basically a fire type's specialty. Let's return all these guys real quick. And you don't have to have a fire type. You can set it to your base. I just have one with me, so it helps out a lot. So your fire type icon, basically anything that requires fire. Okay, I hope he doesn't like start something, because I mean we can take him, but yeah, don't make me hurt you. Anyway, yeah. So basically, cooking, making ore, charcoal, lighting your torches, stuff like that. Keeping the base light at night. So if you want to start this task, let's say I want to make ingots here. Either you have the fire one you have set there will do it, or you can throw your pal that has that fire icon right to the task and have him do it immediately. Now what's really cool is the speed that he's doing it at is pretty much... Okay, this guy's starting to annoy me. I'm going to have to kill him here in a second. But yeah, the number next to that little thing... Let's see if I can find one here. Here, see it where it shows the little wood icon and it has a number 2 on it? The higher the number, the faster they will complete that task. So keep that in mind too if you really want to get the most done in the as soon as possible. Alright, so the kindling, that's pretty much self-explanatory. I'll just show you the cooking part of it too, just to show you. You set up whatever you want to cook, and they'll cook it for you. I'll set up some bread here too. He'll cook the bread for me. So that's basically what the fire types do. And it takes a while to get to that point where you actually need the fire types. Like, you don't really need them right off the bat, but that's what they do. Anyway, next one. We're going to go to watering. Watering, just like everything else. I always do this. There we go. Okay. Basically, your water types, self-explanatory. They'll water your crops for you, which is extremely helpful, so you don't have to sit here and try to water it yourself. Looks like they're all watering. Oh, here we go. That's what the watering thing does. You can water it yourself, or you can have your pal do it for you, so you don't have to worry about it. And they're a perfect example. I'm all spitting water on it. That's really cool. When I first did this, blew my mind. I'm like, man, look at all the stuff they can do. This is awesome. So yeah, they can water your crops for you. And another thing that the watering does, let me call back my fire type here. If you want to make, let's say, flour, let's make some more here while I'm here. He'll keep that thing watered for you. Anything that needs the watering task is pretty much what that'll do. And it's also the grinder. I believe this is what, yeah, or crusher. They call it crusher in this. It's a grinder, whatever. But yeah, he'll water that and keep that going too. All right, so next thing. Next thing is planting, which is super like duh, but I'll show it off here anyway. Basically, they plant like your berries and your wheat, as you saw them doing over there before they were watering it. And what's really cool about the planting feature, which I'll show you, is if you have to have a box set up, and you just put the seeds in here of whatever you want planted. Although it has to be the right plot here. I have a berry plot, or whatever the hell this thing's called, and then a wheat one. I don't have a lettuce one yet. I haven't gotten that far. But anyway, they'll automatically plant the seeds for you if they have that little seed icon. So that is extremely helpful. And what's really cool is the next one is gathering. And they will gather, or harvest, I should say, all the stuff for you. And they'll just put it in their own feed box. And they'll feed themselves. You don't even have to feed them anymore at that point. They're self-sustaining, which is freaking awesome. I love that when you get that far. Because then you don't really have to worry about them starving to death or anything. They just feed themselves. And that is that little leaf icon. Where is it? Right here, gathering. That's what the gathering does. They'll harvest the food for you and put it in their own feed box. And if you want some of the stuff, you can just take it for yourself. And it's super, super, like, quality of life thing. Now, next up. The little hand icon, Handwork. Now, Handwork is probably one of your most important tasks that a PAL can have, because basically it'll have them make whatever you have at these things for you. So if you want something made, let's do a couple of these because I'm running low. Let's do not that many. Let's do 5. They'll come over and they'll start making it for you, so you don't have to sit here for however long holding the button down trying to do it yourself. But what's really cool is you can also help them to make it go faster and work together with your pals. This is one of the reasons why I love this game so much. I really hope Pokemon Company doesn't, destroy it. But I also want it to get better, because they fixed the progression, like in how you progress through the game. It feels really, really good and smooth. Now they need to fix everything else. Like, there's like no story or anything. And some of the world is pretty ugly. But it's super fun. They nailed the gameplay loop down pretty good. Alright, next one. So don't forget the Handwork one. That's very important. And that's pretty much, you'll figure that out right away when you're playing. Now, generating electricity. I haven't had a chance to try this out, because when I first played it, it was locked out to the higher levels. But I'll explain what it does, because it's just like everything else. It's pretty easy to figure out. Alright, so that little lightning bolt icon next to the hand there, basically it will power stuff I haven't unlocked yet, like your generators. And once they're powering the generators, which will allow you to light up your lamps, run your assembly lines, anything that really requires power. Like I said, self-explanatory. Probably your refrigerator. I'm guessing there's a refrigerator down here later on. Anything that requires power, kind of like an Ark, where you have to set up like your generators. That's your source of electricity, is the PALs. I don't know if you can get a generator in this game, but yeah, that's what that does. I just haven't played it that much, or that far. Alright, next up, lumbering. Now this one is extremely important. I mean, all these are important, but this one's really important because this is how you get wood and make stuff. I mean, you can sit there and mine yourself, because, I mean, wood's literally the easiest thing to get in this game. But once you have this thing set up, and it can hold almost 10,000, let's just say 10,000, because it's one off, pals will come over here. I don't really, his poor head, he just headbutts the thing, and they'll mine wood for you. That's what the wood thing does. And they'll chop trees down, all sorts of stuff. And you can, whoops, wrong thing. And you can throw a pal at it to have it do it automatically, or just set them up in your base here and they'll do it that way. So that's what the wood one does. The wood one is pretty easy to figure out, or it's called lumbering. Now, mining. Mining is again, self-explanatory. They mine rocks, they mine the ore for you. Ooh, there we go. But this one, since I have so much crap in this base, they don't really go for the one I really want them to go to. So I have to like throw them at it to get this one. Let's pick that up. Oh, moving slow. And that can also hold 9,999. It's like if you want them to just focus on this one, I believe there's a system in here where you can tell them what to do. I haven't really tested it out yet. Well, then the money thing, yeah, I'll show you that too at the end. But yeah, that's mining. They'll mine the rocks, they'll mine the ore, and any other things in your base like that if it's in your vicinity. So when you build your base, you want to make sure that you have like a bunch of these rocks there because they regenerate, which is really cool. So once it's gone, it's not like, oh, that's it, it's all gone. No, they regenerate, I think, every 24 hours, which is really freaking awesome. So you can just keep mining it forever. You don't even need the stupid facility right there for it to mine. You can just use the normal rocks. You get a lot more from it too. Alright, so there's the mining. Then medicine production. Now medicine is like, if you don't know what's going on, the only thing that does that I've figured out so far is if you're making something on the medicine bench, medical bench, the mons or pals, I keep calling them mons, the pals that have that icon are the only ones that can actually make it for you. Otherwise, you'll have to make it. So, for example, start production. I think there's like 1 or 2 pals that know how to do it. But yeah, they'll come over and they'll make it for you. So those are the medicine pals. Make the medicine for you. And then the next one is your cooling. Now this one I've had issues with because the ones that have the cooling ability have like 10 other abilities or a bunch of other ones. So they'll go and prioritize the other things first. I wonder if you can set an ability so that they don't do other crap. Like set, no. Because that would be extremely helpful. Let me look at this real fast while we're here. Like, I just want him to do one thing. Nah. But anyway, so the ice thing will cool your refrigerators, keep you cool in a heated area. Basically, mainly, it's just to keep your stuff from spoiling so fast. Powers your refrigerators, which you think electricity would do. At least early on, anyway. I'm guessing it'll do more later on in the game. Alright, now transporting. Transporting is freaking awesome, because if you have pals with that on their little list, they'll take all this loose crap that's sitting here, like all those rocks, and they'll put them in a box for you. So let's say you have all miners and lumbering pals out, and they just make a huge mess mining everything. You can then switch them out, put out, let's say, all the sheep that have a little hand icon, and they'll go through and just pick up everything and put them in boxes for you. You don't even have to pick them up. And you can leave your base for a while, and they'll just do it for you. It's freaking awesome. So that's what the little hand icon, or the transporting icon is, the little box. Now farming. Farming is the one that confused me because I had no idea what that did. Let's go show you what that did. Now farming, anything with a little farming icon by it, like this one, the sheep will produce wool for you so that you can make cloth. This little chicken thing will produce eggs. The cow produces milk. Wool. I believe this is like pal essence or pal oil. And the cat. If you find this cat, they're mostly in caves or dungeons. That's all I've seen them in so far. And the cat is awesome. And I'll show you why. If you have them set, they'll just walk around here and drop money the entire time that they're in here. That's all they do. They just drop money. And you have pretty much an endless supply of funds if you have a bunch of cats out. So let's say you're really low on cash. You can set every pal that you have a spot for it. So I have, what, 13? I can set all 13 cats if I had 13, and they would just endless money right here. But you got to make sure you have the ranch set up to do that. Otherwise, they won't do anything, and they'll just be walking around doing nothing. So without the ranch is the most integral part for those farming ones. Yeah, they'll get endless money. Let me look at the other pals here too, because I'm curious what they all drop. All right, so we got one produces pal oil, I believe. Who else we got here? Like every one with the picket fence drops something unique, like a resource, and that's the quickest way to get like I said, cloth or wool. I mean, in order to make cloth. So yeah, that's really cool. And I think that was the last one, wasn't it? Let's double check before we end the video. Yeah, farming. So that's what all those little icons do. You'll have to test it out a lot to like get the hang of it, but once you get the gel of the game, I mean, by the time you get to this point, you'll pretty much have figured out what everything does. It kind of walks you through everything. It's really helpful, but the only one that really confused me was this farm one, because it's like, what am I supposed to do? What's the farming icon do? Because I didn't have this thing set up, and they were just walking around doing nothing. I mean, they're like guards, I guess. But then I came back after setting this thing up, and there was a huge pile of money like you saw, and I was like, wait a minute. Okay. So yeah, that is what all those icons do. I hope this helps. Leave a like, comment down below, like what are you having troubles with in this game, and maybe I can help explain it for you. As always, thank you for watching, and stay frosty.